For some reason, TikTok wasn't letting me make an actual video reply to this, so I just took a screenshot. Gonna tag you in the bottom, but let's get on to this. The main 6 Avengers, if they had devil fruits. I'm just gonna go in order of the ones that just come to mind first, and then I'll fill in the blanks with the ones that I didn't. And again, this is just the main 6 from like the first Avengers, but we're obviously using their strongest versions plus the devil fruits. You get what I mean. First up, I'm going to give Captain America Bartolomeo's barrier fruit. The dude already has a shield, but then you throw in his insane combat skill with the ability to just manifest indestructible barriers wherever he wants just by crossing his fingers. Yeah, that's going to be busted. You combine that level of combat skill, and hell, he could even use the barriers to make new places to ricochet his shield. He would straight up be even more insane at trick shots with that shield than he already was. Next, Black Widow. I forgot what the fruit's name was, but in Fishman Island there was this one character who could make anything that they touched always be able to hit a target, no matter where they aimed from. So in theory, she could do that with her guns so that her shots always land, no matter what. Next, with Hawkeye, I'm going to go with the fruit that lets him change the mass of certain things. Now, I forgot if the fruit purely only affects the user or if they can affect objects with it. If they can affect objects with it, then with how good he is at mastering trajectory and how good he is with a bow, letting him freely control the mass and or size of his arrows just whenever he feels like would be insanely good for him. Next, let's go to Thor. I'm going to just double down to lightning, give him a Nell's fruit. You give Mjolnir, you have Thor, you have that, hell, even throw in Stormbreaker, and have him have the properties of the lightning Logia. That is going to be insane to see. Now, the only 2 left we got are Hulk and Iron Man. I'm just going to go over Hulk first because I don't think he'd have a devil fruit. Like, I know this question asked to give them devil fruits, but I realistically don't know which one I'd give him. I think that if this were to be the One Piece world, he'd just be a straight up Haki fighter. Like, he'd be like Garp, just a much more angry and aggressive Garp. And lastly, for Iron Man, I'd give him Bullet's fruit. The ability to disassemble and reassemble inanimate objects into any configuration that he feels like would be so broken in the hands of someone as smart and just technologically knowledgeable as Tony Stark. Think about what he could create. Think about everything he'd have at his disposal to either make more suits, make his existing suits even stronger or more overpowered. Hell, if he had this fruit, let's say in Infinity War, who cares about the Infinity Stones? Just grab a hold of the glove itself and disassemble that. Then he could either reassemble it back on his hand while moving the stones along with it, or he could just disassemble the glove and then use the rest of his inanimate object control to move the stones to him anyways. Plus, with the amount of material he'd be able to control just at will, there would be more than enough material to absorb the excess energy. So, in theory, he could just make a really, really big and durable hand. That way the energy of the snap doesn't even get to him in time before the effects actually succeed. Meaning, he could likely still be alive if he had this ability, even if he was still the one to snap his fingers. But yeah, that's what I think each of the main 6 Avengers would have as a devil fruit, or in the case of Hulk, Haki.